The new album changes all the time. Came out late last year, re-released last month, and welcome back to Portland.
Thank you so much. Very nice to be
Yeah,
back.
you're gonna say hello.
Thank you. Portland, you'll be well aware, among musicians and creative types, is very attractive for all kinds of reasons. So it's always nice to come back. As a British person, of course, the weather is similar. Very welcoming, and in the summer, very hot, also very welcoming.
Yeah,
because we don't get that.
We did this same exact thing 10 years ago, almost exactly. Take us through your life 10 years ago, because it was just the album. I think had just been released, or was it
maybe? It may have been released.
Chaos and the Calm.
Yeah, Chaos and the Calm. It's funny. I was, believe it or not, I was younger. Sorry.
You and me both, man.
Right.
Yeah,
I'll stop that joke now. It kind of sucks. Let's be real. It's funny. A lot of things have changed, but because I was about to sort of talk about my kind of hunger to do this. That's the same, if not, more. My appetite to do this career. I can't believe I get to call it a career. Is immense. But I guess the enormous privilege between sort of then and now is that lots more people than back then know my music.
Sure.
I'm aware of me as an artist. That's the dream, that stuff, because it's through that the connection, the big magic, unbelievable connection gets to happen, which is what we're having and when we're doing right now. And like I was saying at my shows, I've been doing these kind of sort of sound check meet and greet moments where a few fans will come in and watch the sound check, and then we'll chat for a bit afterwards, and I get asked questions similar to what you've asked me. And I remember every time, I think all the time about how I love to sort of hold a guitar, learn to do all kinds of different things, write lyrics, sing songs, and I can sit in my bedroom like I did since I was a kid and do that for myself. And I still do it in part for myself. But it's night and day, that experience versus the transaction that I can have with an audience. If it's one person, just the person working behind the bar, which is not even really an audience member, still kind of is for me, yeah. Or all you guys or more people. That's still happening. So I kind of haven't answered your question about sort of differences.
That's okay. No, I get it.
But for me, the important thing is all these things are still happening, and I'm still being invited here.
Yeah. Welcome back to Portland. When you think Portland, Oregon, do you have a thing that you think of, a place that you went to, an experience that you had, maybe even coming back here? When you think Portland, Oregon?
Sort of geographically, there's a sort of beautiful kind of green and slightly sort of coastal almost sort of vibe going on, which feels good. But I have a nice memory from 2019. I'm a musician. I'm a guy who kind of likes sports, and I'm also a guy who likes to draw and paint and has done since before I picked up an instrument. And when I was a kid, I was obsessed, like so many kids, with your Disney Pixars and your kind of all the the sort of stop motion animation. In England, we have something called Aardman, which those guys invented Wallace and Gromit. You might know Wallace and Gromit. We love Wallace and Gromit, of course. One of the great connectors between America and England. One of the great. Anyway, there is also Leica, which is spelt. It's not the camera guys. This is not the camera brand. This is a different thing, and they're based in Portland.
Right on.
And I got to know those guys a little bit somehow. I'm not really sure how, but partly from being a fan of movies like Coraline, stuff like that. In 2019, when we were in Portland, they invited me for a tour around their studio. I was a child in awe, very excited, and that's just a memory of Portland that I'll always enjoy. And I really would like to get back there if I can.
We'll make some calls.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we'll make that happen. You've collaborated quite a bit throughout your career. Really heavy collabs on this latest record. Thanks. I'm going to do some name dropping. We're going to hurt some toes here.
Please, you do
it. Noah Kahan and the Lumineers, John Baptiste, Sheryl Crow, songwriting with Brandon Flowers of The Killers, Dan Wilson as well. I mean, if you know his catalog, look up Dan Wilson, and it's ridiculous. Walk us through some of that. Let's go with we play a lot of Noah Kahan and the Lumineers. How did that come to be?
Noah and can I just say very briefly about Dan Wilson? But I will come back to Noah Kahan thing. But Dan was in and still is in Semisonic, a fantastic band with loads of massive hits. He also has written some really big songs. He wrote a really popular ballad with Adele called "Someone Like You."
Yes.
And I went to Dan's house a few different times to write with him. He's got a wonderful home, great studio. And for all the things he's done, it's sort of funny to me. And he's an incredibly humble individual. And in this great room with all these instruments, people of his success will have these framed plaques for the amazing things they've achieved. He just has the one that's just, Adele, someone like you, 25 million. 25 million sales worldwide. No, yeah, and he's like, you know...
That's all you need, just that one plaque.
It's very insane. Yeah. Anyway, Noah Khan, Lumineers, what brilliant people. Noah... I'm very proud of that lad. He's there was a moment once upon a time when he was opening up for me, and suddenly I found myself in 2024 opening up for him. Very, very ready to, very happy to. What an honour, because he was playing these, like, you know, baseball stadiums, sure. And Noah, I signed my record deal back in 2013, and Ben Adelson, who signed me, who I will definitely refer to as the great Ben Adelson. Kind of was the guy in the corner of the room at that record label, Republic, sort of fighting for people with a guitar in hand. They've got loads of great acts at Republic. They've got sort of Ariana Grande, Nicki Minaj, amazing pop, like incredible, like top 40 pop music artists. And then Ben wanted to sort of find some guys who did a bit of this.
Sure.
And he found me, and the first record went really well, you know, all things considered. And he started to make a bit of a name for himself at the label. And then he found this lad, Noah, and he signed Noah 5 or 6 years after he signed me. And he's had such great success with Noah as well. And someone loves Noah. Correct. And so he kind of put me and Noah sort of near each other in the way that you'd, I think, expect. And it was a great shout. And Noah was opening for me on tour in sort of 2018 or 19. And I was, you know, Ben was sending me his music. And so we've known each other all this time, and the Lumineers is a similar but different story. I got to open for them. I was invited by them to open around the States in 2022 and 2023. So by the end of 2023, when I started making my record, I had these new and old friends, the Lumineers and Noah. And you don't ask, don't get. So I wrote this song that felt like such a party called Up All Night. And I said, hey, will you guys want to get involved? And they were very kind, and they said yes, you know.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's some amazing collabs on the record. You guys should deep dive into it if you haven't. The new record changes all the time. I'm going to shut up and get out of the way.
All right.
Thanks again, James.
Thanks,
James
man.
Bay,
all
everybody.
Right.